Minecraft Dungeons now has 2 DLCs, the Jungle Awakens and the Creeping Winters. Now, these are both great DLCs with new weapons such as staffs to new artifacts that can summon ice blocks above enemies' heads. Now, these each have 2 levels and 1 secret level. And these DLCs just add a bunch to the game and make it much more fun with much more replayability. Now, they are great and all, but what one's really more worth your money? Now in this video, we're going to be seeing what DLC is more worth your time and money in this video. So let's get started now. But before we start, make sure to like and subscribe as it helps out the channel a lot. Now let's get started right now. Now before we start the video, I will give you some quick information about these DLCs and their price. Now, these DLCs both have the same price of $6 US. These DLC will come out with 2 levels and 1 secret level, and will also contain quite a few new unique weapons and common items. And so now that we've got that under control, let's continue on with the video. Now, the first thing I want to touch on is the look and feel of each DLC. In my opinion, they both did a great job at showing the levels from a quiet, cold village to a jungle thriving with life. Although they both did amazing, I feel that the Creeping Winters DLC was cared a lot more with new cool mechanics that add on to the feel, and the level design suits the level greatly, from dim cold caves to open wastelands of ice. Not only was the design of the level great, it also had cool new features such as slippery ice and pools of water that if you slip in, you get thrown back out in a block of ice, which you have to break out of. My favorite feature and design of the Jungle Awakens DLC is the abandoned structures, which provide the level with rich lore and a great place to explore. But I feel in this section of the video, the Creeping Winters did better. One of the best things about the DLCs are seeing and encountering the new mobs. Now, the Jungle DLC's mobs mostly revolve around doing poison damage. Now, all DLCs have the base mobs with a twist, such as the zombie and skeleton in both DLCs were changed to fit their theme, such as the Jungle DLC had poison damage added to them, but in the Creeping Winters DLC, instead, slowness, which is called ice in the game, was added to the zombie and skeleton. Now, for totally new mobs, the Jungle Awakens DLC has leapers, basically big leaf gorillas kinda, that leap at you doing a massive amount of damage, but you can dodge out of the way. They also have new vine mobs, which are quite cool because they're kind of a wall, but instead of a physical wall, they're a wall that can be killed. And they also have poison ivy plants, which can shoot poison thorns at you. Now, the new mobs in the Creeping Winters DLC are it's basically a Chillager. Yes, Chillager. The Chillagers basically have the same ability as the artifact, the ice one, they summon an ice block above you that follows you until it slams down to the ground, which can stun you if you're hit and do a chunk of damage. Now, I'm pretty sure there is no other mobs in the Creeping Winters DLC, which I was quite upset by because they could have added much more mobs. But the Jungle DLC, with the new mobs and the cool mechanics, I feel that the mobs were much cooler in the Jungle DLC update. Each Minecraft Dungeons DLC has one boss, but I will not include clips of these bosses, as I wanted to make this video with as little spoilers as possible. Now, in this section, I'm going to go over what boss is better and why. Now, firstly, I'm going to check on the design and looks. The design of the Jungle Abomination, the boss in the Jungle Awakens DLC, is great. It's basically like a Goliath type creature, or a golem that's overgrown with plants and vines. This fits perfectly with the theme and makes it like a true threat, with a big bad golem at the end to block your path. Now, onto the Creeping Winters DLC. It has this dark blue wraith that it's quite similar to the wraith we have right now, the one that summons blue flames. Now, the looks are okay, and compared to the normal wraith, it looks much better. But I don't understand why there's a wraith in the Creeping Winters DLC, so I much prefer the look and design of the Jungle Abomination. But on the second thing I'm going to check over, the gameplay and battle combat, I personally think the wraith was much more entertaining. Compared to the Jungle Abomination, which had the simple slam attack, which we've already had 3 bosses that already did the same thing. The Redstone Golem, the Redstone Monstrosity, the Mushroom Monstrosity, all follow the same slamming attack. But I don't understand why we need another one, the Jungle Abomination. Basically, the strategy for this is basically when he's about to slam, dodge out of the way, and when he's not, deal as much damage as you can to him. Now, the Wraith, on the other hand, has a cool skill-based combat. So basically, it shoots a bullet pattern based on wherever you are facing, and it'll follow you. So this adds some skills, and the attacks are very dangerous, but if you're a skilled player, and even if you're level 1, this could be an easy boss fight for you, if you're skilled. It's mostly dodge based, with different sections that make it much more interesting than the dumb, dull slam attacks. Now, I'm not sure what one's the better boss. Of course, the design and aesthetic of the Jungle Abomination is amazing and overwhelms the Wraith in every way, but the gameplay and the combat for the Wraith is much more interesting than the Jungle Abomination. I'll leave that up to you. So here's my final verdict. For your $6 I think the Creeping Winters DLC is better value than the Jungle Awakens DLC, as it has better story, deeper, richer lore, with a coolly designed map with cool new mechanics and great weapons to be used, with tons of new builds to be discovered. I feel that the Creeping Winters aesthetic just puts that in the number 1 spot for the best DLCs so far. Now, I'm not saying that it is totally better, and the Jungle Awakens DLC does have some pros, but I feel overall you should get the Creeping Winters DLC. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, as it helps out the channel a lot, and we're almost hit 30 subscribers. So thank you so much for helping out the channel. Thank you for all those subscribers, and I will see you in the next video. Well, bye-bye.